But even so, you're doing an acting gig for the CIA. Who calls you for that?
Yeah.
You ever get one of those calls?
No.
No, I never got one of those calls.
And my agent never hit me with that one.
I believe Erika Kirk was fully aware of and helped facilitate the plot to kill her husband. We're going to start by breaking down an interview that she did just 8 days after his death.
Why doesn't anybody know anything about Charlie Kirk's parents? I just saw a video about this, and it had literally never occurred to me that no one is talking about. We have not heard from or seen footage of anybody other than Erika and the freaking vice president and Oosh.
So Joe Rogan just said something that has people looking at this Charlie Kirk situation differently. According to him, what's happening around Erika Kirk and Charlie Kirk's sister doesn't look random at all. It looks planned. And not just planned, staged in a way that could pass off as a freak accident. Now, here's the part that makes this even darker. Rogan didn't just throw out a vague accusation. He allegedly broke down how the timing of certain moves lined up with attempts to keep Charlie's sister quiet right when she was rumored to be preparing to speak. And as you guys probably know, whenever someone close to a major political figure suddenly goes silent right before speaking out, people immediately start questioning what really happened behind the scenes. So when Rogan started hinting that there may have been an insane plan to shut her down before she could expose anything, the reaction online shifted fast, because this isn't just about drama anymore. This suggests intent and the idea that something could be engineered to look accidental.
The same day this information came out. Now, if you remember, Sheriff Nate Brooksby's friend, a retired deputy, called him with a shaky voice saying that he knew who killed Charlie.
That's what has everyone side-eyeing the situation. Now, as you'll know, Joe Rogan has been closely observing Erika Kirk and the investigation into Charlie's for months. But while he mostly stayed away from the discussion, he finally did a deep dive into it in an episode with comedian Mark Normand, and they didn't hold back. Mark called Erika a psycho and went in on her alleged CIA ties. He sounded convinced that there had to be more about Erika's CIA connections than we saw in those videos that blew up recently. Remember that creepy video compilation that went viral recently showing Erika doing that creepy thing with her eyes during interviews? Joe brought it up during this interview, calling it demonic. And the way he sounded, it was obvious he was holding himself back from saying too much, so certain people wouldn't come after him.
The compilation of her making crazy eyes.
No.
There's a video of her making demon eyes, and every time she makes the eyes, the music. It's so ridiculous.
A lot of people felt like Joe had finally put into words what had always been on their minds. Because really, nobody from Erika's camp has been able to come up with a reasonable explanation for why she does that thing with her eyes. Is it a reflex?
We did what we usually did before tours. We said our prayer, and we asked the Lord to protect us, and we asked the Lord that His will be done. That's what we did.
At one time, an employee of Turning Point, she has been one of the main peddlers of these conspiracies, and she is making a huge amount of money on it. She is building her business. What do you want to say to her and the other people that are putting these lies out into the world right now?
Is she trying to look intimidating, or is it just her poor acting skills? There are so many theories floating around on why Erika does her eyes like that, but the one thing everyone can agree on is that it is not normal behavior. Now, everything Joe Rogan said about Erika's eyes was interesting, but that wasn't the part that really got people talking. It was what he said about Erika's CIA connections that broke through the noise, because it legitimized the idea that's been floating around that Erika is involved in some secret plot to get rid of Charlie's family members, particularly his sister, because they were getting too close to the truth. But before we get into what Joe said, we have to talk about Erika's shady relationship with Charlie's family to begin with. Right after Charlie's death, a lot of people expected Erika to lean on Charlie's people for support, or at least show that she was involving them in keeping Charlie's legacy alive, which is what she swore she was doing by publicizing the video of her collapsing over his body. Now, here's where it gets interesting. There were already rumors about Erika having a terrible relationship with Charlie's folks even before he passed away. But those rumors blew up after Charlie's parents, Robert and Catherine Kirk, were sidelined during the memorial Erika held in Charlie's honor. According to reports, it's not just that the Kirks chose not to attend because they wanted to grieve privately. they weren't invited at all. Shortly after this, rumors started floating around that things were actually much worse behind the scenes. Some speculated that Erika had completely cut them off to the point where they weren't even allowed to see the kids. And the fact that Charlie's family practically disappeared after the memorial didn't help matters. It was looking less like they wanted to grieve in peace and more like Erika was canceling them publicly and privately. But the most mysterious part of this puzzle, and the one that has people side-eyeing Erika the most, is Charlie's sister, Mary. What's interesting about Mary is that she's the only one from the Kirk family who hasn't been public at all in all of this. From her social media profile, we know that Mary Kirk is an art curator in Chicago. After his death, blogs started sharing this touching tribute where she reportedly said, "He teased me, encouraged me, and carried a fire I admired, even when I disagreed." But get this, despite Charlie being one of the most vocal voices in conservative politics, his sister Mary seems to have opposite left-leaning political views. Her resurfaced social media posts show her support for Democrat politician Bernie Sanders, slavery education, public cultural funding, and funding for museums. Here's why this is important to Erika's alleged plan. Because Mary is not deeply connected to the TPUSA conservative world, Erika and her crew see her as a threat. She doesn't have any reason to be loyal to Erika. She wants the truth. And anyone close to the family would tell you that Mary is currently in a position where she will do anything to get to the bottom of what happened to her brother. And here's where Joe Rogan's comments about Erika become even more important. In his podcast, Joe brought up Erika's connections to the CIA, specifically that one video that went viral where Erika was doing an infomercial for the CIA. Joe had just one question. How does a random model and actress get the call to appear in a very important video for the CIA?
She's doing a CIA informational video.
Weird.
An acting gig, or is this something else?
Perhaps. Or, but even so, you're doing an acting gig for the CIA. Who calls you for that?
Yeah.
You ever get one of those calls?
No.
No, I never got one of those calls.
And my agent never hit me with that one.
It didn't make sense to him. You don't get to be in rooms like that unless you have serious intelligence connections, the kind of connections that make it so that if you wanted someone to disappear, you know the right people to call to arrange a freak accident. Now, at first, Erika's camp claims she was acting in that video, trying to deflect attention from how confident Erika looked in a position that most civilians would be completely out of their depth in. But as Candace Owens later pointed out, you can tell from that video that Erika is not acting because she discusses her mother's real-life business model while explaining EMP attacks and grid vulnerabilities. She's specifically referring
because they came out and they were suddenly trying to gaslight us and the CIA didn't produce the documentary. Okay, yes, but the head of the CIA is in it. Okay, you gotta get approval from the CIA to be in a CIA documentary. That doesn't just happen casually. Like he says, are you getting that phone call from your agent? And no, she's not acting. She's specifically referring to her mother's business model, EMPs. So she's not
referring to her mother's business model, EMPs. So she's not acting. But everything escalated when that Joe Rogan episode finally reached Erika and her team. Because it hit so close to home, they reportedly started making vague threats about how they were going to cancel Joe Rogan and make sure he loses everything if he didn't quit talking about Erika. Now, mind you, Joe Rogan is the biggest podcaster in the world, so the idea that Erika felt confident enough that she could just threaten him right around the time he started questioning her motives didn't make any sense. It made people wonder who exactly was backing Erika to make her bold enough to openly plot against people like that. Was somebody bankrolling her operation? Because whoever it is, it would have to be somebody high up, somebody with real access and influence. And many people online believe that the TPUSA crowd is so rattled and going after everyone who is exposing the truth right now because they know the truth is this close to getting out. One comment that got over a dozen reactions put it like this: "That's why all the idiots are going after Candace Owens and Joe Kent. They both have exposed the fact there is a massive cover-up by the FBI regarding the Charlie Kirk assassination." However, just when you think things can't get any more complicated, the story took a wild turn that had people bringing back all those rumors of Erika being Charlie's handler. As you all have heard by now, many people believe Erika didn't just stumble into Charlie's life by accident. They believe she was an asset, placed there by people who wanted him to become a tool for their own agendas. And when this alleged sister conspiracy popped up, that part became the focus of the conversation. One person summed it up perfectly. Erika Kirk was a CIA MAD honeypot and handler for Charlie Kirk, and when he realized they killed him, it didn't take long for people to go back to that old episode of Joe Rogan where he first suggested that we might not be getting the full story of what happened to Charlie, especially when it came to the weapon itself. To him, it didn't match at all. Fast forward to the latest interview with Mark Normand, and Joe had another question. Was Erika a pageant queen who happened to make it big, or was she a controlled asset placed strategically in Charlie's path? Because the answer to that question will tell you if she's really capable of arranging a freak accident to take Charlie's sister out, or if it's just internet conspiracies gone rogue.